Welcome back, everybody. So, Season 4, Episode 10, named Things That Go Boom of Gotham. Let me put it like this. I went into this episode really excited after watching the promo after the last episode. And all I can tell you is it really didn't disappoint. There are about 3 different plot lines going on in this episode. There is no Bruce Wayne or Alfred in this episode. I think that's coming in the next one from the promo that I've seen. But moving on to this episode, so Professor Peck, he is now in Arkham Asylum. Now, somehow, even in Arkham Asylum, he's still managing to kill people, and the way he does it is so calm. Really calm. I actually really do. I just love him in this series. He's a great addition to the series. It's what's made the series very much worth watching so far. As a villain, I actually really do enjoy him for many reasons. One is how calm he is, how he puts himself across, but yet how psychotic he is, and how he thinks he's always got the upper hand. That being said, there is a great scene between him and Jim Gordon in this episode where you actually start seeing some cracks appear quite a lot. And then towards the end of the episode, throughout the episode I should say, you get to see a little bit of his backstory, but not too much. And then you get to the end of the episode where you think he's going to be permanently in Gotham. Let me put it like this. It's not the last we're going to see of Professor Peck in this series and his killing ways. Moving on to the next plotline for me. Plotline in this is Sophie Falcone Penguin, Jim Gordon. Now for the last 3 or 4 episodes, it's been like watching a game of tennis. One minute you think Sophie's got the upper hand, next minute you think Penguin's got the upper hand, so on and so on and so on. You get the picture, but yet in this episode you actually see that it's always been Sophie that's got the upper hand because it's all part of the plan. There is a great scene in here where you think, oh, hang on, this could be the end for Sophie, but yet she still manages to get out of that. Then to get kidnapped straight away afterwards by Tabitha, Barbara Keene and Selena Kyle, but yet she still manages to strike a deal with those 3 as well. And then Jim Gordon comes into this to try and strike a deal with the Penguin, which definitely doesn't go to plan, which then leads into this kind of end part of this episode, which I can't say too much about this storyline because I actually enjoy it. It was a real good watching this plotline pan out, I'm not going to lie. But the most standout plotline in this season for me, for this episode I should say, for me, was Lee Tompkins and the Riddler. Now, Lee Tompkins in this is basically got near enough full control of the Narrows until this other boss man of another part of the Narrows comes along and starts threatening her turf. Now, she won't use violence. The Riddler, Enigma wants to use violence, but she won't use violence. She then gets ransacked in this episode, her lab, or surgery I should say, where she treats a lot of her patients, gets kind of trashed, and yet she still won't resort to violence as such. She uses another form. She had another idea, which actually generally did work, and I love it in this. I really do. In this series, I actually really enjoy that. We need to see a bit more of her, because she is very different in the past 2 series that we've seen, and I just want to see a bit more of her and how she develops throughout the rest of this series. But moving on to the most key part is Enigma. Now, he went to her for help. She ran the tests. She couldn't find anything wrong with him. She basically says to him it's all psychological, which then goes on to the most... right at the end, or near the end, you finally see the return of the Riddler. And how that's going to play out over the series, I'm really intrigued, because obviously it's going to hot up a little bit. It's going to start heightening, because I think next week's last episode, before the winter break, I've seen the promo for that already. That looks really good in many ways. By the looks of it, we're seeing the return of Jerome as well. I just really can't wait to see the second half of this series. I really can't. All in all, this episode I actually really did enjoy. I can't say that enough. It's a very good watch. It didn't disappoint me. Can't wait until next week. I've now got to go to work. I hope you all have a great rest of the day, whatever you're doing. Please take care and goodbye.